Cardi and Neil Rule can give. It's time for Big D Energy. Live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule. Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Neil Rule. That guy, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, back here in the house. D-Mac, what's good, man?
I'm all good, buddy. Golf season on the go right now. So out there ripping it. As you can see, I got my Woodward Sports golf shirt on right now.
Shout out.
Go golf league tonight. Golden Hawk. Let's go.
Golden Hawk. All right.
Your side of town.
You're my side. That's even far from me.
You know what? Have golf.
You love the game, man. God, you love the game.
Love the game.
You absolutely do. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. Get your thoughts out there. We got a lot to get to today. Obviously, Pistons, win or go home. That's the situation they're in. We got some reaction to the NFL draft. Some people kind of pushed back on me yesterday about some of the stuff I talked about. We'll talk about it all. Just the usual stuff. KG's in the building. KG,
Yes,
what's really good?
Hey, you with the, Javi hate and early Justin hate for Western, so it's like coffee in the morning. You need that coming into the studio.
I turned the game on in the third inning, and I watch Javi strike out every time.
Yeah, it's cool. Torque was 0 for 4. We don't hear nothing about that, though.
Why would you?
OPS down
What
to
game
890.
number was it?
890, huh?
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
Spenny, what game number was it?
What is it? 30?
30 out of
Something like that.
160.
They 18 and 11 right now.
On
so
the road.
Yeah.
After a home stand. You know what? Let's see how they bounce back tonight. Who's on the hill?
Olsen, Reese Olsen.
Oh,
Reese,
Mr. Consistency.
dealing last game.
Yeah.
Mr. Consistency.
Got to
We good.
find the strike zone again. That's the key to him.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was just a defense. Defense.
Are you
lost out.
worried about it?
No, it's a
Yeah.
road. It's a road series. If you win, cool.
They can't win them all. Shit.
Yeah.
But they've been doing pretty well.
No, everything's all good. Spencer Raxter, what up, man?
What up, though?
How you living?
Living good, feeling good. Maybe making some changes in
Yeah.
my life for the better. Not going to say anything right now, but looking on the up and up right now.
Okay.
Shout out my boy.
Looking on the up and up right now.
He got something in the works.
Got something in the works, something cooking.
It's legit
Personal
cooking, too.
personal life thing. Not professional.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's good.
It's
Neil.
very good.
You'll
Is
have
it
to-
female related?
No,
No.
it's not.
Well,
Is it rehab related?
no,
She's
no,
pregnant,
no,
okay,
no.
Neil?
It could lead to even more female related
and maybe
big
rehab
facts.
down
Yeah,
the road.
and
Yeah.
maybe
Okay.
So, I mean, all still up for grabs.
Okay. Fair.
The
Fair.
rest is still unwritten. as
Wait
they
a
say.
minute. Oh, by the way, we got Chase in the Chase Lounge, as we always do. Chase, what's up? Got the Gravedigger T-shirt on.
Yeah, I mean, so episode 8 of Fast and Loose, it's dropping at 1 p.m. As soon as we're done, like you guys are done here watching Big
Thank you
Energy.
for giving us that grace, by the way.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, hop on. It's 30 minutes, so you have plenty of time in between now and that other show that comes on at 2 o'clock. Who knows who's going to be on it today.
He's fast,
And
shit,
then,
he's loose.
Yeah, I mean, I'm rocking my Monster Jam shirt because we cover not just NASCAR, but a little bit of Monster Jam. So I was
There you go.
Dale Earnhardt's birthday, and I was been rocking my Dale Earnhardt stuff the
I
last few
did,
weeks.
Chase, you know that I did see Monster Jam was looking for some new announcers and stuff. Did you
Yeah,
see that?
JB sent me
Uh-oh.
that, so I'm gonna maybe try to get that email from our lady at Feld and get in contact with them.
I would highly recommend.
We got young Justin in the building, and he's got Western gear
Western
on.
out.
He's back.
Broncos up. What's up with it?
Yeah, Broncos are up right now. I mean, what can I say?
So you're on board, right? Once they
I've been
win,
on
you're
board.
in.
I've been on board, and I had to wear it out of spite for you. I had to wear the Western.
Well, it doesn't
stuff.
spite me.
No,
should've
it
came
does
here with a
spite you.
Michigan
No, it
hat,
doesn't.
Okay.
Made me feel good. I mean, the air of championship was in there.
You
When
damn
I walked
right.
in the room, it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
I love that, D-Mac. And I also, shout out to D-Mac as well. He got me my first professional credential for pro hockey. I'm going to the AHL game tonight for the Grand Rapids Griffins.
Oh, yeah?
To go watch ASP's home debut. So I am very, very excited.
Where do they stand right now?
It's the first round of the playoffs,
Yeah.
and they take on the Rockford Ice Hogs.
Okay.
And they are, I believe they are the 2 or 3 seed No, they're the lower seed. They play.
Your credentialed media, Justin. Get this together.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm flipping the seeds.
You have a
around.
Western Michigan hockey hat and shirt on. Get it together.
They're the 6th seed.
Okay.
I'm almost positive they're the 6th seed. They play 2 games in GR. This Tuesday, next Monday. Weird that they have like 7 days in between the two, but then they go to Chicago and play the rest of the series there in Rockford. So they are the lower seed, but it's gonna be a tough series. Rockford called down almost their entire prospect pool that was in the NHL. We only called down Soderblom, so it should be interesting seeing Soderblom play in the AHL. I'm excited to see hopefully some more skilled.
I don't know
plays.
that I like that.
I don't know if I do either. I'm intrigued because I want to see him improve as an offensive player, which the AHL would be where he does that because he's going against less skilled defenders. But at the same time, I think he took such a
we're getting a little deep in the water here.
Wait. You don't like what? Him going down and playing?
I don't like it.
Why?
Seems like an unnecessary risk. I think we know what he is. He's an NHL player. I would say that he's probably, I don't want to call him like a pillar, but he's an asset to the NHL roster. I'm not a fan of unnecessary risk.
So
That's where I am.
are we not, remember he was injured late in the year and didn't play or whatever, so he missed out on that ice time. I think you're correct if he played the rest of the season, but we'd still be playing in the playoffs to whatever else.
Okay.
I think because, no, this is his group of guys, right? And with other guys coming over, but this is to go back and it's a leadership. He takes a different role, just like Justin said, going down there to give them more of the firepower or the reinforcement. I think he'll be excited because he did get hurt up here. I think he's too young and there's too much in the future to really worry about, hey, we got a preventative. He's not a preventative guy. I think that it's the perfect thing, and I expect more of leadership and confidence coming from knowing that you played at this level. Now I'm going to go back, and I want to see more dominance. I think that in this case, because this is Elmer Soderblom, and he's 6 foot 700 feet, right, and he's bigger and whatever, the more comfortable he gets, the more time, because he's got to play. Like, us grinders need that, right? Us muckers and guys, and he's got to play in the corners, and he's got to give you that physical
the non-Ferraris, you're saying.
Right, yeah. If it was a Ferrari, whatever else, but again, so it'll be exciting. I have to disagree with you on this particular case, and I think it's case by case, but everything else, and I expect you see him play with that confidence instead of that insecure or that question. He's not going to question making moves and stuff like that as you would as a younger guy.
And I like to see, with Nygaard and ASP in Grand Rapids as well, getting time with those guys on the ice, with Soderblom, with guys that they'll actually be with on the NHL roster. I like that too. I like, giving them a little bit of taste of, hey, this is a guy that you're probably going to be playing with next year. Well, not Nygaard, but probably ASP. So,
and then look, I may tap in tonight. What's a broadcast? If anybody knows the broadcast info, let me know.
You have to pay like $30 for a subscription, and I don't
never
think they
mind.
are get in the AHL.
All right, never mind. I'll catch the box score then. Thank you very much.
Well, I can. You can tap into my Twitter. I'll be active on the updates. So.
100%. No Michigan football today,
The one
though, right?
thing I want to see is Soderblom improve the physicality. 56th percentile in hits over this past season. That's a little low than what I'd like to see from a guy who's 6'10". So I'd like to see him get more comfortable and bring his physicality up in this playoff.
All right, jump into the Woodward Sports Chat if you want to talk ASP conversion percentage at Grand Rapids. Lock in. No, I'm just kidding. Young Justin, I'm just kidding with you.
There's some quite more important topics to be talked about in this show.
Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Just cracked 81,000 as we figured we would. So there is that as we make our push towards 100,000 subs. I got to address this. And DMAC, by the way, Steve Yzerman will address the media today at 2 o'clock, I want to say.
Yep.
I think it's at 2 o'clock.
Yep, it's at 2 o'clock.
So we'll keep an eye on that. Certainly we'll have reaction to that tomorrow, I would imagine. The people had a question for you, DMAC, and I hope I remember to get to it in the second hour. They wanted your thoughts on the Dylan Larkin comments. And they asked that last week. We didn't have time to get to it. But we'll reset that. I think it's germane to the discussion. We'll reset that. How about this from Phil in the chat?
Shout out.
The morning show was brutal on Neil. Do tell, KG.
We were brutal on you. We were brutal on Stick a little bit. Not you, though.
No, I think you meant the chat. Wasn't the chat? Wasn't there something?
I don't think so. That's news to me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Burn in the super chat. Listen, Neil, we need that third Calder Cup so people can break out the Griffin shirts for a few weeks, pretending we were all in, as is tradition. There's probably one Calder Cup T-shirt that would be sold in this studio because no one loves him a winner.
Leave him alone, Neil.
What?
You're swinging and missing, man, just like Javi.
Am
leave
I?
It alone.
It was a super chat topic. I think Burns. I'm just.
It's ironic. The man you hate, you swing just like him.
Who would buy a Calder Cup T-shirt though? For real, nobody here would.
I'd buy an ASP shirt.
No one would buy a Calder Cup shirt. They wouldn't. And then they would talk about how they've been in on the Grand Rapids Griffins.
Bobby Clear, look
all
at that.
time.
Look at that beautiful shirt.
Who would you have rooted for if Michigan played Western in the Final Four?
I would have had to root for Western.
You're a bullshitter,
No,
man.
no.
believe him.
No,
I do
no.
believe him.
I believe him.
You were said it on the day after the national title. You have to ask Justin, what one mean more, the
Yeah.
Michigan national title or the Western national title? And I said straight up,
Mike G
clean,
told me that.
honest, Western Michigan. It's not even close.
He did, and I believe him.
The only reason the Michigan national title really holds that much weight for me is because I went there with my dad and we had a beautiful experience. It was the coronation of 14 or 16 years of watching Michigan football together. And that
How many Western hockey games you go to this year?
3. We talked about
How many Michigan hockey games you go to?
0.
It's fair.
And you prefaced with your team.
Yeah, my
Plays
team
at the
plays
same
at the
time.
same time as Western.
So how many games could you have gone to that you didn't? Or how many did you miss because of your games that you would have gone to?
Probably 2. Like, we play almost every weekend. And I traveled to Washington to go see Michigan-Washington during one of our off weekends. So, like, really, I did not have a lot of opportunity to go watch them play. But when I did go watch them play, they were spectacular. When I watched that Denver game where they won in overtime, it was absolutely electric in Lawson. So, I mean, I go as much as I can. It's hard, though.
Swing and a miss from Neil.
Okay. What about this?
Just a
Mike
bit
Willett
outside.
in the chat. Justin would have locked in on the Wolverines for sure, without a doubt, 100%. Justin is a bullshitter.
No,
How you gonna tell him what he gonna do?
I agree. I agree with Justin. I believe Justin that he likes this. I mean, I got some snaps. I was getting some updates of Justin post championship. That's something you can't fake. Like,
Yeah,
at being
come on.
your school, being at the school, being tied in with the guy, that it means more for sure. I believe him when he
Those
says that.
exclusives are not for the public eye.
No, they're not. I got the bump shirt in my car. Shout out.
Yeah, I got Spenny and Alex bump shirt.
Hell yeah.
Mike G. Neil's mom loves the Lions Den bookstore. It's free reading. I love the video section. I get to see your mom's videos there. So there you go.
Mike G has been on you, dog. You really upsetting, man.
Mama Jan said it was the chat this morning that was all.
The
over
chat?
for some reason.
Yeah.
About what?
Well, Mike G is probably the leader in that. He's been on your mind for the last few days now.
Hey, that's fine. I'm there every Saturday night with his, so it's all good.
Chill on Mike
All right,
G.
we got
man.
I'm
That's
trained,
like that.
dude. You know, I'm trained for this. Like,
You seek it out.
yeah,
You look for it.
100%. Yeah, 100%. So that's what it is. All right. Oh, D-Mac, someone wanted to know, D-Mac, who's your team B in the playoffs? You know how you kind of all, you guys know I'm the Florida Panthers.
Washington.
Washington?
I'm all get over you another cup.
Okay.
Man. Do it.
What do you got,
Yeah.
D-Mac?
My team B.
Yeah.
You know what? Like, honestly, because I don't lie to you guys, it's Toronto.
Because
I
of
got
friends.
Dallas and Toronto. No. Just because I'm want to believe. No, it's funny, Spenny. I mean, I tried to fight it, and I wasn't gonna say anything or
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm like starting to cheer because of the way that how they're playing the game, right? They're sort of playing like they have a chance to win. So, I mean, I'm right now, but yeah. So if you to answer your question, I'd say unfortunately, and it's not making me sick, so it just shows maturity.
That's fair.
I want Toronto to go to the Stanley Cup Finals.
I know maybe that could be it too,
And lose.
and 7 games and lose.
And lose.
Right? That could be it too. But right
Yeah.
now, I'm on that train.
Okay.
Samsonov so good.
I'm anybody like I want Washington to win because I love Alexander Ovechkin.
Yeah.
He's the man. I love how everything he's about, who he is. What is it? Bands are make good day.
Yeah.
So shout out Ovi. I hope he gets a cup.
Big facts.
But realistically, I'm anybody but Vegas and Toronto. Anybody but Vegas.
Yeah,
and
but
Toronto.
Spenny, I kind of want, I want the Panthers to win But if the Panthers lose to Toronto, I'm okay with it because I want them to go to the Cup Finals and lose in Game 7 in overtime.
Yeah.
I want it.
Why do
I
you hate
need
the
it.
Golden Knights?
Cause, dude, fuck them, man.
They just show up and win.
Yeah, they just showed up
And the shit
literally
they
and
did
won.
with Stone the past couple of years, like, dude, they're just little sleaze balls. And, yeah, just show up, win a cup.
They're
Fuck
so
you.
good.
Hey,
That was crazy,
Speaking
too.
of that, though, what about your Oilers? Did you see
They're back,
that?
baby.
Did you see that the other? Like,
Yes.
how about flying close to the sun?
Yes,
This
that's
happens every year. This
Edmonton.
but it's
Edmonton is the
unbelievable, like-
Liverpool of hockey.
I was laughing because I remember going, man, these people can't be too happy with Joel or with Bouchard, and it's bang bang. It's like, well, maybe they are now.
I've been saying
I
it all
mean-
year that they're going to go with the playoffs. They're going to play Vegas. It's going to go 7. They're going to beat Vegas in 7. Then they're going to get the Fed to the conference finals because whoever they get to play in the second round is going to be a dud. This happens every year.
Every year, man. Jason Kenny in the super chat before we ride out had a signed DMAC rookie. Or got a signed DMAC rookie on the way for being a great contributor on the afternoon show. Shout out to Maz. I sent him an email with a few Hutch and JMO rookies I have and a couple Bronco pictures as well. So there's that out there. Well, enjoy that signed DMAC rookie card, Jason.
Shout out Steve in the chat. Justin isn't allowed to have a team B, but you are, Neil.
What do you mean?
That's what he asked.
No, they asked like a team B for the playoffs.
Yeah, but you're allowed to have a team B in Justin.
No, I won't like go get the T-shirt and be around a couch burning in South Beach either.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? Like I won't say I live half the year in Miami. I'm a huge Panthers fan. I'm going there this weekend.
You do be dabbling.
I'm
with
going
the
there.
Marlins, though.
Wait,
Mr.
wait, you have a
Tigers
Panther
fan.
shirt though.
What's that?
You have a Panther shirt.
Yeah, my buddy down there sent me a Kachuk shirt
Huh.
when the Red Wings beat them.
You be repping the Marlins. I'm watching you, Mr.
Damn.
Tigers fan. You be repping.
Okay. All right. Let's do this then. Let's take the break and get into it.
Buddy's Pizza.
Buddy's Pizza. Yes, sir. You guys know what it
that.
is. Save 10% on your lunch order because you're going to get it for lunch after seeing that picture. It's science, everyone. They invented Detroit-style pizza. We had a blast down there at the Downtown Buddies on Broadway. If you're downtown before the Tigers game, whatever, slide up in there. Buddy's Pizza, you can never go wrong with some Buddy's Pizza and some baseball downtown. They've been in the game since 1946. They invented Detroit-style pizza. They're as Detroit as it gets. Great partnerships with the Detroit Zoo, the Michigan Humane Society, all of it. And what's in it for you? 10% off with the promo code 10meal. Buddy'sPizza.com. There's over 22 Buddy's locations in and around the Metro Detroit area. 10meal, 10% off for lunch or dinner. Buddy's. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like DMAC. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
DMAC here to talk to you about Mad Packs. Mad Packs is the hottest new cannabis brand, and they are partnering with Woodward Sports. Mad Packs are going to take your game to the next level. High for the low is getting you high for the low, delivering top-tier quality at unbeatable prices. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Live resin infused tarantula. This one's the bomb. Blizzard Packs, THCA, Moon Rocks. They hit like a blizzard. Coming to select retailers in May 2025, just around the corner. Stay tuned to Woodward Sports Network for all the latest updates. Get your Mad Packs today.
All right, we're off and running here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Tuesday. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Young. Today he's Western Michigan Justin. Maybe next week he'll be Michigan Justin. I don't know. Chase in the Chase Lounge. All of you get into there. Pistons, win or go home tonight. D-Mac, look, we can talk about the game flow. The one thing that we have missed about the playoffs, especially getting into a 7-game series, which we haven't in this town, like, in a decade. We know the game flow at this point. We know how it's going to play out. We know who the main players are going to be. I had a generic question for everybody because I've heard this more and more, and people are frustrated with the losses at home because, for a lot of reasons. I think it's a lot of, I went to the game, I wanted pictures on the gram of me at the Pistons game, and when they lost, it became not cool, so my pictures aren't cool anymore. I think there's an angle of that.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, for sure.
A little bit.
100%. I think that, among other reasons.
A lot of casuals, for sure.
But anyway, though, D-Mac, I'll ask the question of this. For the Sticks of the world and the anti-Cade movement that's out there to some degree. You're seeing Brunson up against Cade. And because of those casuals that you talk about, Spenny, I would ask the question, what if the roles were reversed? What if Brunson was on the Pistons and Cade was on the Knicks?
I would cry.
I know that. I'm talking about game, on the floor. How would it look?
I think it would look worse. I think it would look worse because I think Cade does more for the team and he doesn't have that superstar partner. If you don't have Karl Anthony Towns on the Knicks and you can double team Jalen Brunson without worrying about other players,
not doubling
plays,
him, blitzing him.
Yeah, triple team. And that's what you made such a good point when you talked about how the Pistons are one player away from the Knicks and the Knicks are one player away from the Celtics, and that's just the dichotomy of the Eastern Conference. So, yeah, I think Cade Cunningham can do a lot more on the basketball court to help a team win than Jalen Brunson.
Facts.
But that's not taking anything away from Jalen Brunson. He's a very good basketball player, but Cade is he's got more traits to his game that help you win. And if you're getting double and triple teamed like that, he'd be in for a long night. So Cade needs his co-star. That's what we've seen. And obviously, Jaden Ivey was looking like that at the beginning of the year, averaging almost 17 points a game, being a dynamic scorer, especially down in the clutch and late game buckets. So I'd like to see what they look like in a playoff series together.
D-Mac, what do you think about that, man?
No, I mean, I think that what we see is that you've come down to it is that with things a little bit different, or what do other teams have that we don't? We lost his number 2 guy this season, so if you're looking for support, because what's happened during the season is other guys have stepped up, right, that aren't your number 2. But this is a 1-2, a Batman and Robin league, right, or 2 guys. Look at the successful teams. So, and to be honest, from watching, right, and I'm sure if you ask Cade too, that he's underperformed at specific times. And I think, we all know the glaring thing is the turnovers, but this team is into this series. It's the turnovers and not having Isaiah Stewart. I think that you don't,
sure.
I think more importantly, it's forget about, that having Ivy there or whatever else. It's having Isaiah Stewart.
Absolutely.
That's what changes it. That's how this team's made. It's almost like, and I don't know, Neil, because I don't want to sound, but the Pistons 1-2 is almost like Cade and Isaiah protecting the rim, right? So even though he gets it, and then you got your 3-ball shooters and guys that are coming in, whether it's
and his perimeter defense on Cat would have been
well there you go. Well, that's the big thing. If you're saying how do you shut down their number 2 guy, so I think it's just a little bit different, but that's because of circumstance and injury with the guy that's supposed to be your number 2 out. When you look at this pit, is this a series that you look so far that the Knicks have won or the Pistons have lost?
Pistons lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think we're getting a little too loose with that.
No, but I mean, but what I'm saying is that
lost,
this should be a tied series,
yes.
right?
At the least.
At
the
least.
At the very
Okay,
least.
at the least or whatever. So, I watched the games too, so I agree that the Pistons are a better team, but they don't execute in the proper moments like like the Knicks show a little bit more maturity. And
Yeah.
Karl Anthony Towns
I
hits
agree.
those shots, and Brunson, they show that maturity. I mean, you can't go what happened the other night is egregious.
Yeah.
And it's why I love wrestling.
Yeah.
But also,
It really is why I love sports entertainment. Because it's already figured out, and how are you going to give it to me? So instead of, and we talk about conspiracy theories and all this stuff, it's just get it right.
Yeah.
You have replay, stop. Why can't you challenge, or why can't the most important part of the game, do you not go, is there a question? I see more other garbage and bullshit stop for timeouts than this in the most important part of the game. And it's not just because it was called against us. If it was the other way, it's for integrity of the game.
Right.
So I don't know. Getting back to your question, though, I think they miss Isaiah Stewart way more than they miss that number 2 guy, because they really haven't had that 1-2 guy
that's fair.
operate at that level. So we don't know. Yes, would it make Cade easier if Cade only had
Yeah.
Cade Cunningham playing one-on-one basketball? You like your chances?
And
I like the fact that he's not worn down.
Yeah. I said that Isaiah Stewart playing every game in this series is the most important thing for the Pistons, and obviously he hasn't done that. And look at when he got hurt, what happened? Like, you remember the first 3 quarters of this series when Isaiah Stewart was healthy? They were beating the Knicks by 15. And then he gets hurt, and they give up that run in the fourth quarter of game 1, and then obviously it's come down to the last possession the past couple games. It's tough, man. It's tough. But that's what happens. That's basketball. That's sports. People are going to get hurt. I think we as Detroit fans know that very intimately these past couple of years.
Right.
But moral of the story, fuck Cole Anthony. All my homies hate Cole Anthony.
Nah, big facts. And Neil, you don't think that this series has been more of Pistons shooting themselves in the foot than just the Knicks outright just being the better team?
Well, the Pistons turn the ball over a lot.
Well, that would be considered shooting yourself in the foot.
I haven't seen anything that's shocking
No.
in
but
the
at
series.
same time,
Everyone's getting all worked up. Like, when the Pistons lose, this is what it's going to look like.
I hear you on that. But you can
That's what the math says.
You can point to game 1, you gave up a 21-0 run that pretty much cost you the game. And
Right.
in game
Well,
4,
21-0 runs will do that to you.
yeah, no, absolutely. And in game 4, you had a double-digit lead in the fourth quarter, and you let it slip. So I think you can look at this series.
Did you let it slip, or did they go take it?
I think they let it slip. I think it's
How?
more. I think it's more of that.
See, that's where I.
That's where I get off the highway, man.
Yeah, they let it slip a little bit, but Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns are hitting elite level NBA caliber shots down the stretch of all of these games.
Yeah, they're
it's not
finishing.
like they're not playing defense and they're just letting them get easy runs to the layup.
That man pulled up from 26
Yeah,
feet.
they're hitting
I
the-
would want him to do that.
Yeah.
No, I get you.
So it can be both.
If the Pistons had the maturity, like to D-Mac's point, if they had the maturity in those moments, you're looking at a 3-1 Pistons series lead.
But they
I think
did.
it's more so them. And not to say that the Knicks haven't done anything, but I just think it's more so the Pistons' mistakes have cost them dearly in this series.
Yeah, I do think that I have no issue with the Pistons this year at all.
Not saying that.
They won a game on the road in the playoffs. That's big. When their world was crumbling around them again, I think that was a big moment for this team.
It was, absolutely.
I think that it comes up to this offseason, and what's Trajan Langdon's next step?
Do you go for it or do you let the kids develop?
Depends on what, quote, going for it looks like.
You're going to have to get rid of one, or I would say
it's going to be. I'm going to have it for you guys. If they lose, I'll have it for you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll say if you're in the camp of let's go get a star to put next to Cade, or let's
it's going to be uncomfortable for you.
It's going to cost 2 of Ron Holland, Isaiah Stewart, Jaden Ivey, and Asar Thompson. It's going to cost 2 of those guys and probably 3 first-round picks.
Yep. Now they're finally in a place where they can do this, though, D-Mac. The Pistons' first-round draft pick was tied up because it was conditionally owned by the Knicks. And it was lottery protected, then it was top 10 protected, but obviously this year they made the playoffs, so their pick will go to the Knicks this year. And those restrictions are off going forward. Because you can't trade a pick that you don't own.
Right.
And you don't know when you are going to own it, so therefore you can't trade a future pick that you don't own. So with that being said, they've got the full arsenal now. They have control of all their draft picks after this draft, and they can make that move now. So it's all on the table. And if they lose today, I'll get into it tomorrow, and we'll get deep in it, and you won't like it. Mm-hmm. And I say you guys will not like it. but it's the path. It's the path that I believe. So we'll deal with that when the time needs to. Woodward Sports chat thread. The Ski Mask Boy. Pistons need confidence and someone to dunk the ball in the middle. Jalen Duren's one of the leaders in the NBA in dunks.
Yeah, and they haven't been aggressive enough against, that matchup because when Cat had 4 fouls the other night, and we talked about it on the morning show, why don't you attack him? It should have been way more feed the ball to Jalen Duren down low, try to get that foul, man. Because
you were finally getting in transition.
And I hear you. I hear you. But these are just some things that maybe could have played out better.
And that's one of the other things. This Pistons team is good/elite in transition. But what do we talk about at the beginning
of this?
But the
Knicks took it away.
You don't get transition in the playoffs. Look at the scores of these games.
Their half-court offense ain't all the way there yet.
And that's
especially when Malik Beasley not hitting shots.
And that's it. Yeah. The writing was kind of on the wall about this to get to this point. Is it over? No, it's not over. We'll see. So Sebastian Cho said, Cade doesn't get calls. Brunson gets them all. Brunson didn't go to the free throw line last game, did he? I don't believe he did.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you have to look. Let me see.
I don't believe he did.
No way he didn't get to the line at all.
I'm curious to hear this though. I'm salty. Ron Holland is definitely him. We need to keep him. I'm salty.
Guys,
it's gonna get tough, man.
I like Ron Holland.
I do too.
But these are the conversations you have.
You're not getting a star for free. That's just the way that it is.
Shot 2 free throws.
Yeah.
Shot 2 free throws.
Made them both. But yeah, still, that's pretty much him not getting to the line.
That's not getting to the free throw line. So,
for once.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, let's talk about Lady Jane's.
Absolutely, guys. To be honest, we like the simple stuff. You can give me a gimme anytime on the golf course. We like uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's haircuts for men. You can walk in, you can sign in. Before you know it, you're handsome and clean. Lady Jane's open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. Why? It's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Boys of summer are ready to get back to the playoffs, and there's no better place to get your Tigers coverage than Woodward Sports. Join us all season long as we follow as our hometown Tigers claw and fight. This ball is gone! Boys are back in town. Feel the roar with Woodward Sports.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
Oh. I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guys, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Mark White should be your first choice. If you're looking to buy or sell your home, you can save you up to $5,000 of your closing costs. All you got to do is visit him at markwhitesells.com or give him a call at 248-290-8242. Mark White will get you into your dream home today.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. We're going to get into the NFL draft in a little bit. Do not worry. Some pushback that I had from some of the social media followers of Woodward Sports. DNC ENT, we're just kind of wrapping up this Pistons discussion. DNC ENT, our first-round pick went to Houston for Stu in 2020, who then traded it to OKC for Sengun in 21, who then sent it to the Knicks for Dieng in 22, who sent it to Minnesota for Cat last summer. Value. So there it is. I do think that there will be a lot of people in Detroit that got to do hey, my bad on that whole Karl Anthony Towns thing.
Yeah. He stepped up, though.
Real quick, Valtteri Filppula has officially announced his retirement from the NHL.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. 1,056 games. Valtteri Filppula officially hanging him up.
He hasn't played in.
Yeah, I was going to say.
He was over in Finland. I know he's played because he was a captain of the Finnish
I was
Olympic
like,
team.
he hasn't retired yet?
while he was playing over there. So what a great human being. Good guy. He was an integral part of that 08 team.
Yeah.
You know, third line centerman or whatever. Just quiet, but a good dude.
Speaking of hockey real quick, Hoof Harda brings up something good. In the NHL, it takes forever for a team to build, but it also takes forever for a team to bottom out. You notice that, man? Like we were talking about like the Lightning, like they're on their initial descent.
Oh no, if you do it right and can keep the pieces going, like that's the whole
Pittsburgh
idea
was like that.
of. Well, that's like we were like that.
Yeah.
Until you absolutely like nuke your own
Right.
system, right? You should be able to piece it together. And hockey, you can keep it if you find those spots and sort of ready to ship, like for playoff appearances and stuff. There's usually, if you go back to each organization, there's one bad decision that starts them going the other way. Like you can pinpoint.
Right.
Right? If I use March 26, 97 as Red Wing D-Day and the day that changed it the positive way, well, which signing or what event was it a lot? What is it this? But even with the Red Wings using them, their last 2-3 years making the playoffs, you saw it. It was just like, oh, we made it again. Oh, we made it again,
Yeah.
right? It's like,
I mean, I think Tampa was on the verge of possibly doing that, but then I think letting Stamkos walk and then bringing in Gensel, to kind of like boost their core with the still have Kucherov and Hedman playing well, and then the Cat with Vasilevsky. So I think they're kind of they're kind of in that area where the Red Wings were when they're kind of just keeping the streak alive, and they're not going to be a really danger to advance far into the playoffs. I mean, they're down 3-1 right now. I told you I didn't think they had a chance against Florida.
Yeah.
And we'll see what Boston does. Boston's right in the heart of either bottoming out or keeping it going. Like what they do with Pasta depends on what they're going to be the next 10 years.
well, I think Pittsburgh is right now is the latest and greatest of what, because now they're like Letang's done, Malkin at the
Didn't
end.
Hextall get the GM job there and just like ran it into the ground?
Kyle Dubas. He went from
Dubas.
He went
Toronto.
from fucking it up in Toronto.
Hextall grounded Philadelphia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Tough.
So no, the Penguins need to trade Sidney Crosby so that way he can either no longer be a captain or captain a different team, and Steve Yzerman's record for longest tenured North American captain can remain intact.
That's what Chase is pulling for. Art Vandelay, Lakers will probably offload Luka after LeBron starts pointing the finger. Luka hasn't been very good. Say what you want.
Nope.
He has not been very good. Weird. Okay. Just kind of wrapping up the Pistons discussion, and shoot, I had it there, and I lost it. My apologies. Essentially, it was where was it? I had Steve O'Baby. Neil, you guys at Woodward Sports are doing a great job this series. It's not over when it comes to the Pistons. I'm not giving up. And Steve O'Baby, look, I'm not giving up either. Obviously, they've shown they can win. The Pistons are weird. They're better this year on the road than they are at home. As a young team, that's odd. But they are. If you include the playoffs, they are. Their record is better on the road than it's just to win 3 out of 4 in Madison Square Garden. Is a huge ask, man.
It is.
It's an incredible task. That's all I'm saying.
Especially for this young team, it is. But they can do it. They have. I feel like they have everything they need to get it done. Will they get it done is, of course, up in the air, but they got everything they need.
Right. All right. NFL draft reaction. It's kind of set in. I want to talk about it. You guys want to just do the break early and get into it?
You already know what this is going to be.
What?
All right, everybody, let's just calm down, all right? Nah, all right.
No, because I want to talk about it, because I saw some dumb ish on Twitter.
Yeah, they was getting at you a little bit.
Yeah. Like, I have facts. They can tell me what they think.
Yeah.
So, all right. I want to talk about it. DNC ENT, brother, this year was always a wash for the Lakers. Where have I heard that from before? Build this summer. The Luka trade was for next year and on. This year was a legit free roll. LOL. Hey, where have we heard that used before? DNC ENT.
Neil.
Can you remind me where that came from? Can you tell me?
Sound like another Neil swing and miss. That's what it's talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
Kind of like Javi last night?
Yeah. And Torque, but you all break up with it.
All right. Anyway, let me tell you what's not a swing and miss. Buying your Chevy at Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, because they're Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer, the nation's #1 EV dealer, dealer of the year for the last 6 years. The list goes on and on because they're the most elite place to buy a car. How do I know? I bought a car from there. Period, end of story. Great lease deals on the Silverado, great lease deals on the Equinox right now. Scan the QR code on the screen above my head. You can take a look at the inventory. You could even start the buying or leasing process right there from your phone. So that's what it is, everybody. You want the best buying experience? You want the best deal on your next car? It's very, very easy. Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, Michigan's #1 Chevrolet dealer.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You already know Loom Cannabis Company, but did you know that they've got all the brands you love now for less? With unbeatable prices, a wide selection, and the best loyalty program, Loom is a premier destination for new and experienced shoppers alike. Experience Michigan's #1 recreational dispensary at one of their 38 locations. Use code WSN30 for 30% off your entire order online or in store. Go to www.loomtoday.com today to get the best prices. Tell them Woodward Sports we sent you.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty back in the fold as always. KG, Spencer Raxter, Young Justin, Western Michigan geared out. He'll change to a Michigan shirt at the 12 o'clock hour here on the show. We have Chase in the Chase Lounge. He will not be changing his Gravedigger shirt. He keeps that on. You in the chat. Skydog 722. Neil, actually, in the regular season, they were both 22 and 19, both home and away. Skydog, actually, I legitimately said that word for word. And then they won a game in Madison Square Garden and lost 2 games at LCA, which makes it, for the season, their road record better than their home record. Where were you, Skydog? I literally just said that.
Where were you?
I literally said that.
Ladder to heaven.
Okay. D-Mac, the draft. Didn't get your take on it. Wanted to get your take on it. What'd you think?
Bottom line, I think we got some dogs. And you know what? You pick. It's a Brad Holmes thing. Do you trust Brad Holmes? Do you like whatever he's
You got to
done?
let the meat slap meat.
Meat slapping meat, Spenny. That's what you got to do in the pits and stuff. And we got dogs, and you got what is it? How do you pronounce it?
Ahmad Hassanin.
Hassanin, right? I'll die for you, coach. I'll die on that field for you. I believe him, right? Like, that's what you need, dogs. So we'll see. I like the fact, that's what I thought hopefully they were going to do in the first round if they weren't able to trade up for an edge, which I think they're happy with the guys that they got, right? Because they got guys that are dogs that can play. Now, the one thing is durability. Does Tyleek Williams, does he fit right in on that? Yeah, those Ohio State guys, it's something that I look at and go, okay, here we go. Now we got some reinforcements, like some big time reinforcements, and time will tell, Neil. But again, it's sort of what I expected for what we needed and what Brad had told me. Now you hear things coming out like, yeah, we tried 30 times to move, to make 30 deals and 2 of them were made and whatever like that. I like the fact, local kid, Prudenville, whatever it is, Arkansas, what is it, the Slaya, or how do you pronounce his name? Tesla. You know what I mean? I understand. I had it brought me back when he got drafted, when they show the video, thank you, Mrs. Ford or whatever, and the family, because I've had that reaction of getting drafted by your hometown team and getting to do that stuff. So I don't care about the X's and O's. Brad Holmes said he wasn't the best receiver, but he was his favorite.
Yep.
That's all I need to know. Like it's like in Holmes you trust. You either do like when it's still like I still don't get it, Neil, because it's sort of like yes, we have to see it play out, but at the end of the day, this is Brad Holmes doing Brad Holmes stuff, and I think that what he did is they drafted Detroit Lions players. This year it was more of getting their guys in the door. Yep, here's a one that fits in Allen Park. We can do stuff with. So Pro Bowlers, maybe not. Maybe Williams will be. Who knows? But that's not what we needed. We needed football players. I'm more interested, like you said, in their durability.
Woodward Sports chat thread, get into there, get your thoughts out there. Jason Kenyon in the super chat. I saw a Rich Eisman interview. I saw Rich Eisen interview with how they going with a Hassanin, or how is it? Hussein. All right, there it is.
Okay.
From a month ago, how that interview didn't boost.
Yeah, Hassanin. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hassanin?
Hassanin.
Yes.
Yeah.
There is a U. It should be U.
Yeah, it's not. There's no U.
Yeah. Hassanin.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. I saw the interview from a month ago, but how that interview didn't boost his draft stock up, taking him sooner is insane. What a late round steal. Well, Jason, I was listening to different podcast on it. Why he was available in the 6th round. He's literally played football for 5 years. He has no pass rushing moves.
Mm-hmm.
Literally none.
Yeah.
Like he just goes after the football. And that's a concern to people in the NFL.
He's got short arms as well.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's not this big specimen of a guy. You know, he's 6'2", 270, but he is a dog.
Yeah.
You draft a character.
He's a worker, yeah.
Late in the round, isn't that what you're supposed to get?
Absolutely.
Your meat and potatoes guys that'll be in that training facility every day of the week, pushing the other guys, making guys who were drafted higher than him in his class. Like, this is all about work ethic and want. First Egyptian guy drafted, would explain it's probably a little bit of a project.
He didn't
right?
speak English 5 years ago.
So dude, like this seems so Detroit, and so this Lions team is to take this.
Extremely raw.
It's a raw diamond, right?
Yep.
And they're going to shape it. Who else would you want? Like characters where it comes to.
And Casey Rogers is, I think Terrell Williams is the best defensive line coach in the league, but Casey Rogers is number 2. Like we talked about when he got hired, what those Tampa Bay defensive lines did. And they were never under top 5 in stopping the run and never under top 8 in sacks his entire tenure with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He is a guy that's shown a lot of different types of players, whether it be a big, tall, a lengthy guy like Golston or a smaller dude like Cansey or a big monster like Vita Vea. He gets the best out of these guys. He knows how to work with all different body types and all different types of players on that defensive line. And I think having him there to help mold a guy like that is about as good of a spot that he can get to in the NFL right now.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Daniel Regelbruge, our guy over in Deutschland, as a matter of fact.
Shout out.
He says, thank you to Western Michigan. Need to pay Tarek Skubal. Respect Lark's making the comment, but as a captain, you make that comment directly to the man behind closed doors. If he did that, then we're good. LFG Detroit. Shout out to you, Daniel. Appreciate you, man, tapping in. Have a good evening, because it's about dinner time over there. But thank you for tapping in. For sure. If you want to jump the line, go ahead. Use the super chat and get it in. You can skip the line by using the super chat. Woodward Sports chat thread. Mike O, walk like an Egyptian. The Bengals told me that.
That's fair.
that is fair. That is fair. But yeah, no, DMAC. I ran into this yesterday and I got some pushback because I think that the edge room for the Lions is fine. The edge room for the Lions is as good as any other edge room in the league. And we went through it. And these are ball knowers in here. Spenny's ball knower. KG's ball. Like, these are ball knowers in here. I said, who's the Raiders' other edge? I don't know.
Drawing a blank.
I said, if you look at what happened to the Eagles in the offseason, who's going to be their other edge this year?
Drawing a blank.
You know what I'm saying here? You get where I'm going? Like, who's the Niners' other edge? Who's the Browns' other edge? Like, we know these names of these big-time players, but we don't know who's on the other side of that. And I don't know what the people want, and I don't know what they expected. They wanted, and a chat member yesterday put it perfect. They said they wanted an Aiden Hutchinson clone. You're picking at 28. You don't get the Aiden Hutchinson clone. What's the only Aiden Hutchinson clone that was in this draft?
Abdul Carter.
There you go.
You ain't getting them.
Yeah.
So moving on. And the bottom line, D-Mac, is I got some pushback on Twitter. Somebody said, why don't these the pass rush has been an issue forever. Why don't these pundits ever criticize Brad Holmes? Except that's not true.
Nope.
D-Mac, in 2023, the Detroit Lions led the NFL in pressures. Led the NFL. Who played all that year?
Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson.
Yeah.
Who didn't play half the year last year or in the playoffs? Aiden Hutchinson. So I will double down on this and tell you guys today that Aiden Hutchinson is as important to this Lions team as literally anybody else in the organization. Literally. How do I know that? Look, he's here, they lead the league in pressures. He's not here, they don't. For real. I'm talking to win a Super Bowl. Obviously, you're going to get the Jared Goff stuff because it's a quarterback thing, obviously. But you guys tell me you don't like Goff, so you can put anybody back there and win.
You just made the point that your most important guy on offense that we've all said that you can't lose is Jared Goff, and on defense, it's Aiden Hutchinson.
It's as important, Mac, because he's the one that sets it free. He's the one that you can't win without. You can't.
I go the other way instead of, who's the opposite guy, is that what teams have those two guys, right? Because doesn't that seem like this is 10 years ago or 5 years ago, like the evolution of the league?
The Chargers tried to do it. They couldn't. They didn't get one. They went and got Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa. It didn't work.
But aged out a little bit, right? Like this, like combine everything you guys are talking about, right? Defensive coach. This system coming from Tampa Bay, what's implemented? How do you know that the question is like the defensive line coach is gets in there and he's like a sous chef and he's going to talk to Brad and whatever like this and the plans of what it is. So you need specific type of people. Aiden Hutchinson is your key to that. But now how are we going to utilize it? Because the NFL, like you said, in his system in Tampa Bay that never was outside 5 and 8, and like you said, it used different size guys, different motors, different things. It's all about the team success. Neil, to your point though, the most important person on that defense, because of what we've seen in the past, even with having two arguably Pro Bowl cornerbacks or safeties and the cornerbacks and all this, is still
Hutch.
It's still Hutch. So how do we insulate? So his health is number one. Mm-hmm. Not saying he can never use help, but the help's going to be, I think it's different than thinking.
The help's not going to be $35 million a year.
Right. It's not going to be guy on one end, guy on the other. I think that it's weaning out of sort of that.
And they've done a good job of getting him better help. Like, he's not playing next to Julian Okwara and Charles Harris now. I get that Marcus Davenport is always hurt, but that's a good player. You add Ahmad to that mix, he's also another good player. Hopefully you get some things out of him at the next level. It's not like he's just, bare bones, but people they get caught up in this edge shit, man, and clearly Brad Holmes feels the way that you feel, Neil. It's a priority, but it's not top of the list priority.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Hoof-Hearted. I was told that pressures don't matter by one Neil Rule during the 2023 season. But Hoof-Hearted, I was told that they did. And then in 24, before the Dallas game, what did those pressures turn into?
Sacks.
And they were the number one defense in the league?
They were up there, top 5.
They were top 5
for sure.
Like, Hutch led the NFL in sacks like 3 weeks after he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So you can't tell me it's not a problem when you have arguably the best one in the league.
Right. And Davenport was down by that point. So by the time the Cowboys game rolled
again, I'm on this, guys, and I'm not getting off of it. Pause. I'm not, man, because he's a critical component, and you can beat the Vikings and stuff like that without him. That's easy, because it's the Vikings,
right?
And you can beat the Bears. That's easy because it's the Bears and Caleb Williams and stuff like that. But when it gets down to it, and we talked about this all season, as the teams shrink, the intensity goes up, the pressure goes up, all of it. Everything goes up. And you need your guy. And that's what it is. And, man, I can't wait. This draft, I'll tell you what the draft did to me. it kind of knocked me back into NFL mode because I want to see the Lions and the Eagles go at it with, 3 guys on IR, not 20. Because the Eagles had how many, Spenny?
One. 21 of 22 day one starters played in the Super Bowl.
21 of 22 day one starters played in the Super Bowl. Let's get across that line, boy, and see what happens. Let's do it.
It's about an 8. Delivery was there.
Let's do it.
You just need refinement a little bit.
I'll take an 8.
Yeah, it's just solid. Good first attempt.
I'll take an 8. Jason Kenyon in the super chat. Edge room is great. The trenches are stacked now. A+. And that's where I am with it. Because when we come back, that's what I want to talk about. Shane Daniel in the super chat. Some fans take pride in the fact they rooted for the Lions when they were trash and hate that they are good because they're no longer part of the, I'm a true fan because my team sucks, yet I support them group. No doubt. There's definitely an angle of that. Lunchbox. Neil, since we have Shepard there, just ask him what he thinks. Ask him, do you see more linebacker blitzes?
Never gonna beat the allegations.
Tell me.
I'm never going to beat the allegations, but clearly we want to build from the inside out.
Okay. Got it.
We don't have the camera yet?
Nah, it's still busted.
Rats.
Yeah.
I was at Planet Fitness this morning.
Facts.
And we're live at the Planet Fitness studios. And I was
Facts.
in there getting it in and loved it. It was a little warmer in there because, it was a little humid, and I liked it. And we were getting in there, getting after it. Planet Fitness, over 50 Metro Detroit locations, so there's one near you. You know that for sure. Great gym, great facilities, clean locker rooms, all of it. And for just $24.99 a month, you get a black card option. You go to any Planet Fitness in the world, you get to use all of the club's amenities also, and an unlimited basement. Hell, you even save money on drinks. Bottle of water's like $1 there, like the 20-ounce one too. So again, Planet Fitness, everybody. That is it. Go to planetfitness.com or just pull in the parking lot on the way home. Planet Fitness. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you. The bats are hot, and the weather is getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters. Woodward Sports.
Les Stanford Buick GMC has great offers for everyone. Get a 2025 Envision Preferred all-wheel drive for only $259 per month, or try out the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation for only $169 per month. Don't forget the 2025 Hummer EV SUV for only $699 per month. Get to Les Stanford today and check out their massive inventory. Les Stanford Buick GMC, LesStanford.com.
All right, hour number 2, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase in the Chase Lounge as well. We also have young Justin in the building. He's Western Michigan Justin today. When he comes back next week, who knows? Maybe he'll have the Michigan hoodie on, the name, image, and likeness hoodie. Who knows?
Neil, championships follow this kid around. I mean, if I was him, I'd be looking for sponsorship. Hey, who
wants me as a fan?
Cheer? Yeah.
Who wants me to parachute in?
Who wants to win?
Yeah. I can parachute into your team. 248. All right. Jason Kenyon just had an epiphany. That's a big word. Did that epiphany cost you $50 at Tiffany's? There you go. That's my move.
9.5. Yeah, that's your normal.
That's my move though. Big word. Maybe. And you know what? Like, I'm telling you guys, Ahmed Hassanein.
Hassanein.
That's not.
Ahmed
There's
Hassanein.
an E there.
I
in
understand.
that language,
silent.
the E makes an A sound.
Yeah, but
Na'in.
Yeah, but that's
Hassanein.
That's how I've heard it. Hassanein. Hassanein.
I know, but that's not right. I'm telling you guys, it's not right.
Well, it might not be. That's how I'm saying it.
Okay, but anyway, Hassanein. I'll throw you under the bus for it. There you go.
How do you pronounce it, Neil?
If you were doing it like by the pronunciation, it would be Hassanein.
Oh, Hassanain.
I'm pretty sure that's silent, but yeah, we can just keep it right.
There are no silent vowels in
You don't know? Are you Egyptian? You don't know?
No, it's based off the Latin. The vowels only make one sound.
I get it. Are you
Do you?
Egyptian?
Because it sounds like you don't get it.
Are you Egyptian though?
Am I? No, I'm Egyptian, but their language
Hey,
is
hold
based
on.
on
Let's
Latin.
go to the scholar in the room.
Yeah.
The Chase Lounge.
I'll say.
Speak Egyptian, like linguistics, and to be a linguist is like the knowledge of language. Neil talking about Latin, like the basis
The
of a
root
lot
word,
of languages.
Yes.
Like sounds like he knows what he's talking about.
So how do you pronounce it?
I didn't say that. I'm not looking at it.
I just need to know how to pronounce it. Goddamn it! I'm saying Hassani.
Okay, go for it then. Go for it.
I just want to shit on the Egyptian language.
No, not at all.
Hassanin is going to make the roster. Big Z can play, but gets the coaching role long term, like our QB room. I'll say this too, Jason. Kind of back that up. I just got done talking about like Hutch, right? Like one of the preeminent edges in the game. He seems to be a good leader, seems to be a good teammate. If they do sign Zadarius Smith, I think you are reinforcing your room with your young guys because Hassanin seems like he's a willing participant.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all that. And what does all that wrap around to, Neil? Culture, right?
Bingo.
So there it is. I wouldn't be surprised. I think that in the back of their mind a lot of the times too. And if you see, to me, if they do re-sign Zadarius Smith or whatever like that, it's sort of like that was always their fallback plan, right? Because what did Brad tell you? I ain't sacrificing what I'm building. You know, there's specific guys, but I'm not just taking one to appease the masses.
And other people, too, were kind of giving me crap about, I talked about the discussion I had with my NFL insider, my Pro Football Writers Association friend. And we talked about how they were very, very big on Gray Zabel, the interior lineman from North Dakota State. And if he got up there into the 20s, that the Lions would kind of mobilize and make a serious run at him. Now, ultimately, he never got there. Tyler Booker went super early also. But D-Mac, I think the draft told you everything you need to know, that other than the edge stuff that everybody was pushing for, when we sat here and talked about it, interior line was a priority. The priority was executed. And the more I get into it, man, the Tate Ratledge thing.
Love it.
They went from, D-Mac, I'll say this. In one draft, they went from, what are they going to do with the interior offensive line? Remember, I was go get the best guard available. That's how I would do it. Best guard, best center, whatever kind of falls to you, go get the best one available. D-Mac, they took the guard situation and turned it from a question to a we're good.
Yeah.
In the span of 2 days.
Yeah, and moved up, and in that sense, right? They got their guys. So if you look at their edge guys, it wasn't there available. But their offense and solidified it. And what do we know about this offensive line, right? It's sort of the starting five, but everybody plays a role down to Skip, who's gonna play his role being Dan Skipper. But the fact is, like you said, you re-solidify because we don't know about, you know, even Ragnow at center, but moving guys in and out with what we've done, trying to fit them with Zeitler and Glasgow and stuff. You got to get younger. I think that's what Brad realized and solidified it. So you just went zoop, zoop, just like, you know what it reminds me? It sort of reminds me of what you did with your safeties and with your safeties a couple drafts ago.
Cornerbacks last year,
right? So as long as you're tightening up something through every draft, when you're at the top of the league and competing, what else can you expect? Because like you said, this is the 28th pick, not the 3rd pick. Right? Or the 5th. You're never going to get that you should never get that Hutchinson pool again. Right? So you have to do it this way, but you don't need to because you already got your Hutch.
Woodward Sports chat thread, the super chat burned. There are Red Sox fans who in their mind it's still the 80s and 90s. The Lions could win 5 rings and it won't cure Lions PTSD or SOL-ism. It won't get any better.
I disagree. I think one would.
You think so?
For most people.
One would cure the mass. Would cure the masses. Maybe not everybody.
Yeah.
But for the most part, you got to say 95%.
Easily.
Oh, yeah. I would agree with that.
I can die a happy man if that happens.
Freddie Felt 313.
Everything else is a bonus.
Yep.
Freddie Felt 313. Neil, Justin is allowed to wear Western and Michigan the same as you're allowed to wear Miami Marlins
Tell him, Freddie.
and Tiger.
Tell him, Freddie. That's my dog.
I don't sit there. No, again, I won't be sitting there. If the Marlins win the World Series, I won't be at South Beach, around a couch fire, jumping up and down saying, my Marlins, my Marlins.
Do you own Marlins merchandise?
Yes, I have a hat and a T-shirt. Yes,
Okay.
I do.
My point is proven. I rest my case.
What do you mean my point is proven?
I rest my case. Exactly what I said.
So I can only wear Detroit stuff.
Yeah.
That's
it.
it.
That's the way you talking to Justin.
No. I won't be at both parades.
You might be though. We don't know that. You could be. I'm going out of town for DCFC. Be at the parade.
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll pull up. Although I will say this: that Stanley Cup celebration for the Panthers looked pretty dope.
It did.
Being on the beach with it at 5 a.m. and stuff like that.
No, it did.
That is pretty cool.
I feel like the boat parade for the Buccaneers Super Bowl was probably the coolest fucking thing.
That one was too.
Tossing the trophy.
Yeah, Gronk fucking almost dropped it.
Right.
Yeah.
That shit was funny.
Mike G. Neil, you can wear Oakland gear. Don't know why, though. Well, because we have more wins over the SEC than you guys do in the last couple of years. The best conference in basketball.
I just got done talking to Mike G. Shout out Mike, man.
Okay. There's one thing that they don't have, and that's a national championship.
That's all that matters.
But we don't compete in football, man. We don't have a football team. So how can we win one?
What about basketball?
What do you mean, what about basketball?
What about basketball?
Well, I mean, what metric do we got more wins over the SEC in the last 2 years?
It's not natty.
Michigan doesn't have a basketball natty.
I'm not talking about Michigan. He wants to talk about Western. That is the theme of the show.
What's Western done?
One natty.
Facts.
In what?
A major four sport.
We're up to major four sports now.
It's true.
When's the last time they went to the tournament? When's the last time they beat anybody?
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
Okay.
And Neil strikes out looking.
What are you talking about, KG?
I'm just messing with you, man. This is one of the
You're out here making an alternate reality, man. And this is true. CK, what do you mean? I'll get on Justin's level. Oakland has the best club football team this side of the Mississippi. At least that's what I've been told. National championship win over Ohio State in club football a couple years ago. Thank you very much. So you know what? You're wrong. We do have a national title.
There you go.
You didn't even remember it.
We do have a national title in club football, Justin. Discuss.
In club football?
Yes.
All right, so were we just start talking about my club hockey team like that?
Well, I don't know. You tell me. Is it real or no?
No. I'll tell you right now, the club sports is not
okay.
real NCAA sports. There's a totally different time commitment. I only have to practice 3 days a week. They practice 6.
Michigan State went back-to-back in dodgeball championships.
They're actually nasty at dodgeball. Yeah. I went to go watch them play Western.
All right, that's enough.
And it was
that's
it's
enough.
True. It's true.
That's enough.
Benny, I want in. I want to go.
Dude, I'd never bet.
It's pretty elite.
Woodward Sports Super Chat, Jason Kenyon. I'm a cowboy, but a huge nerd in the world history and geography, sci-fi too. Think Dune and Harkonnen. Has-a-nen. Ahmed says it that way to Rich.
Has-a-nen. Well, that's close to what I was saying.
No, he wouldn't say a because that's not the sound the a makes. It's an ah.
I didn't take Egyptian class. So I'm just saying. Or Spanish.
There's no way that could be right. I don't. Maybe if they Americanize it, I don't know.
I'll look it
the
up.
women.
I'll look it up so we can start arguing.
Okay. Woodward Sports chat thread. Freddie Felt 313. Go Grizz. Mike G. Neil's Oakland baseball and softball are both cheeks. Real bad, brother. We were in the NCAA tournament 2 years ago in softball.
Mike got it out for you, man.
We were. Been to 2 of the last 6 NCAA tournaments.
That's pretty good.
So, yeah, come on.
Stand on business, though, Mike. I like it.
Got dudes in the majors. Remember Mike Brasso?
Yeah.
Off Soriano?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that? That happened.
He's from Oakland? He went to Oakland?
Yeah.
That's sweet.
I called it a game in 2016-15. We played Central. Mike Brasso, Zach McKinstry.
Nice. That's cool.
There you have it.
Eric Haas took my boy Scott deep in the first round of districts.
Yeah.
420, dead center. Felt bad.
My buddy that works for the Indiana Sports Commission played baseball at Oakland. He faced Drew Pomerantz at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
0 for 3, 3 strikeouts, 9 pitches. Never even saw the ball.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's the way that it goes. That's the way that it goes. All right, time to put some people in the coffin when we come back. It's a Rest in Peace Tuesday. So everybody just get ready because we're doing it. Rest in Peace Tuesday. Merch.
To see this.
Shop.woodwardsports.com. Absolutely, everybody. The very best in Detroit sports wearables. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com. Get geared up. Get the Boo Them Kids shirt. It's still there. Get your Tigers gear as well. We cover it better than anyone else. Go to shop.woodwardsports.com.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join Dr. Pierce here every Tuesday on Big D Energy and Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards, where he offers top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy I trusted for 4 Stanley Cups. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
All right, keeping it pushing. It is about that time. Mike G, by the way, Michigan softball, 9-10 in the Big Ten on a 3-game losing streak. Sweet loss to Delaware. And Georgia Southern.
Delaware's got that nasty
They have the real winged helmet at Delaware, I guess. So there's that out there.
A lot of pettiness going on.
They played it for the softball game. Like the winner got to use the winged helmets for softball, and Michigan lost. So it's over. All right, it is time to put some people in the coffin. Rest in peace. Tuesday, y'all ready to rock?
Why not?
Rest in peace.
All right, there we go. Spencer Rax, are you hitting lead off?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'm going to rest in peace the Miami Heat, man. They are cooked. They invested their entire franchise into Tyler Hero right now, and he is just not good. They're going to have to end up trading Bam to rebuild because they don't have any legitimate prospects that you're like, oh, he's going to be a very good player. So they're going to have to get rid of Bam to get some assets.
You're just saying.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They're going to have to get rid of Bam to get some assets. Just saying.
Spinny was Jimmy Buckets right.
Jimmy Buckets was right. It's
They said he pumped. They said you could see him he got excited when the game went final.
Yeah,
Happy.
Pat Riley he's stepping down after next year. He is. This is his last year with the Heat.
The music
He's
stopped.
going to retire. Yeah. Maybe Ryan Ermanni made a good point. Maybe Spoelstra just takes over, kind of how Brad Stevens did in Boston. Yeah. I could see that happening 100%. That would make the most sense in the world.
Does that right the ship?
No.
Where do you go from that?
Yeah, you got to blow it up.
Riley too.
Freddie felt Miami Heat should be relegated to the G League. They're catching a lot of flack for that performance. It was 41-14.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad.
It was over.
That was ugly.
At least they not like Ja laughing on the fucking bench being down 50. Man, I just didn't give a fuck. He just well.
What are you going to do, dude? I saw that too. I saw some people piling on.
Yeah. Well, he got a beef with the league.
Yeah.
So it made sense, but yeah.
No, that definitely is
Tyler
true.
Hero's not good.
Yeah, he's not what they think.
I mean, he's good.
He's
but
good.
He's not a he's not a star.
No.
Absolutely
not.
He's Austin Reeves, but
a better.
I don't even know.
He's literally Austin.
They're pretty much the same.
Yeah, they're constructed a little differently.
Yeah,
but they're the same.
They're the same. Both get hunted on defense.
Yeah.
Both can't really create their own shots when they have to be the number one option.
Right. Within the flow of the offense.
Third guy.
Yeah, within the flow of the offense, they can help you.
Yeah,
but if they got to go do it, you're aft.
Yeah. Yep.
Like, that's it. All right, who's going next? Okay, there you go, Chase.
All right, rest in peace to the competition in the Stadium Series East Monster Jam Series. Of course. Our guy Camden Murphy, who we got to interview behind the scenes when we were out at Ford Field, he had a clean sweep in Philly over the weekend. He won first place in the racing, place in the
belt to ass.
Belt to ass, man. He took the competition to school, the Classroom Crusher, won the two-wheel skills challenge, and then took home freestyle. Clean sweep in Philly. I know it's a bit of a muddy mess down there, so he, like I said, he's right there. He's been creeping up in the standings, was fifth, then fourth. He's been hunting down in third place, slowly chomping at the leaders. Our guy Tyler Meninga driving Gravedigger, and then Barry Mausour in the Zombie. So, Classroom Crusher taking the competition to school. RIP to the rest of the competition this week.
Shout out Cam Murphy, great dude.
Yeah, super cool guy.
Who's next?
Rest in peace, my optimism for Neil letting go, the fact that I root for Western Michigan. No, I'm kidding. My actual one is rest in peace to the Red Wings rebuild. The savior is here. Axel Sandin Palenka takes the ice tonight in GR, and we are back.
Just let him rock you.
I will say that the NHL has turned into you need that water bug defenseman, and that's your water bug defenseman that can play it. So, to Justin's point, it's closer than it is further away.
I love ASP a lot. I really love him as a prospect. I called him Makarish, and I was called the Madman.
You were?
I was called the Madman. He's not Kale Makar. He's Makarish.
I think he's more Quinn Hughes.
And yeah, like D-Mac said, you need that guy. We saw how bad it was on the point, on the power play last year, until they got it figured out. You need a guy that's going to give you offense from your defense. This is the kid that's going to do it. I'm not ready to RIP the rebuild just yet because I need to see it. I'm too scorned, but I'm happy for ASP.
ASP has significantly improved the Griffins' power play since he's gotten there.
Yep.
Okay, I'm in. So we're good. We're going to the playoffs next year.
Yep, we better.
Steve Eiserman's talking today at 2 o'clock.
I can't wait for that.
Hey, the social team's going to be on that, right?
I am going to be.
Relevant?
I'm going to be watching the whole thing, clipping it. So
we'll have D-Mac tomorrow to break it all down.
Oh, yeah.
Got some splaining
I can send it right to Spenny's Slack so that you guys just have it.
Boom.
Perfect.
There you go.
Thank
KG, who you putting in the coffin? Rest in peace Tuesday.
If the information that Justin shared on the morning show is true, rest in peace to all the GMs that didn't draft Shedeur Sanders because they thought they would lose their jobs to Deion. There it is. Yeah, but that's weak as fuck. Y'all really blackball Shedeur, and say what you want about him. He's not fifth round, talent good. He should have been. If he's not a first rounder, fine. But the fact that he fell all the way to 5 to the fucking Cleveland Browns, who have 10 quarterbacks on their roster, I think that's atrocious, bro. I really do. And the rumor is they didn't want to do it because they feared that if it went south, Deion would come in and maybe those organizations would decide to hire Deion.
Here's what it is, though. Like the Shedeur Sanders thing, we never really spoke on this one, did we?
Yeah, we haven't. Yeah.
He's in the building now. So all that stuff, and I know it was a big national thing, and everybody kind of took their shots at him and stuff like that. None of it's over. It's kind of like the college thing we talk about. If you're upset because of where somebody went to school or something like that,
right?
Once you get drafted, all that's over. So he's in the room now. It's a crowded quarterback room. They use some other resources, but you got the shot now. Now the truth will be told. Both ways.
No, it
Good
will.
Shedeur, bad Shedeur. Either way, none of it matters. Literally none of it.
But as an NFL, why are you so scared of fucking Deion Sanders, bro? I get the media fanfare and all that.
Because of what it could do to the team, what it could do to your locker room. Because if you were, say you're the Browns, right, and things are bad enough already, do you want Myles Garrett answering questions about that?
No, you don't.
You see what I'm saying? And D-Mac, mark me on this. No.
I would say to Kenny, he's got what I read out of this, right? Use your WWE experience.
Yeah.
Of what don't I know? Right. So then look at how that is all played out. I'm talking about the Vince and everything over the way. Now it's more transparent, right? Mm-hmm. So now I'm sure we'll see more transparency, but yeah, I mean it's more conspiracy theory, but it's not. To Neil's point, dude, Yes, I agree with you. Is that there's some sort of something was going on.
He got blackballed.
Right, but
And it's not a race
now
thing,
is
Chad.
his time to shine. Right now it doesn't matter because he got a chip. Chip on his shoulder, chip in the game.
Yeah.
Whatever like this. Go out and perform. Go out and challenge Tom Brady as the highest, draft, the best since Tom Brady late draft pick.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because all you got to do, it actually takes the pressure off him now. Because, if I go out there, have a chip on my shoulder, go out, win that job, and perform, every interview I do is, I end it with, not bad for a fifth rounder. Not bad for a fifth rounder.
D-Mac, because you don't do it a lot. That's why when you do it, I can totally see it too. I could totally see it.
Not bad for and
you take the whole thing seriously, and then at the end, and you would even walk
Yeah.
away and go back. Oh yeah,
not bad
for
fifth rounder, right? Yeah. How's this guy? And he's got 31 other teams. How many times? Put it in your narrative and your motivation, and go out and show the world. Or maybe they're right. Who knows? So. But I would say use your WWE.
I got you.
About behind the scenes and stuff going on.
I got you.
Maybe not to that point, but there's something that Dion has more power. After this, that's the truth. It's like Goodell power.
Right.
Like if I'm an NFL organization, Dion can't be in the building. Why do I give a fuck about Dion?
No, but if the talent is good enough, it doesn't matter.
Because you don't want your guys talking about you don't want them to have to answer to it.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
That's it's just one thing off the plate.
I just
man.
don't think it's right. But yeah, I get it though. I do.
D-Mac, who you putting in the car?
Well, just like my segue, WWE. I'm putting Pat McAfee's chest in the coffin because if you didn't see after getting choked out last week by Gunther, the ring general, right? He is fighting him in Backlash in 2 weeks. If you know anything about Gunther, is that he is going to chop the living soul out of Pat McAfee. And we used to say the anticipation of death is worse than death itself. He's got to know in 2 weeks this man is going to, this huge Austrian is going to come and deliver these chops. Pat McAfee's chest will never be the same.
He's going to get his ass
putting R.I.P. those, oh man, God damn, he cut me in half.
Neil, if you were familiar with Gunther's game, you would kind of...
You'd be a Gunther fan 100 million %.
I know of him.
The ring general.
I know of him. I'll say it like
he's
that.
He's a beast.
All right, to wrap this thing up, rest in peace to the NBA haters out there.
Big fact.
Because I would ask the question, number one, tell me about the TV ratings. Because the NFL ratings dropped 2.4%. The NBA dropped 2.2%.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
Ooh.
And I know when you last touched in was around Christmas time when they were down 8% or 10% or whatever they were.
Yeah.
After Christmas, look what happened. Look what's going on right now. The most watched first round of the NBA playoffs in, a decade or something like that I saw?
Like
it's some crazy number. And oh, by the way, everyone around here locked into the Pistons and Knicks. So I was told the NBA is trash and nobody cares about it. Yet far and away, the TV ratings had less of a decline than the NFL.
Wait a minute.
Was I lied to?
I think you were.
Was I lied to?
I believe you were.
And again, guys, I go back to it. A $7 billion TV deal, somebody watches it.
Big fact.
Whether you want to admit it or not,
and a lot
somebody
more
does.
over here than y'all think. Because, it's international.
No.
Yeah.
They've got it all. They got storylines, all of it, man. All of it. Woodward Sports chat thread. Chase, mark this one down. Freddie Felt 313. Top 5 appetizers. Potato skins and mott sticks have to be on everyone's list.
Absolutely. And fucking spinach artichoke dip.
So there you go.
Yeah,
top 5 appetizers. So tomorrow we have top 5 grocery store checkout aisle candy.
Also, mott sticks is not making my list. I don't like cheese. I've made that pretty known.
Pretty clear.
Yeah.
So there. All right. Well, there you go.
Chase's
next 2 weeks, set it in stone. Tomorrow, top 5 checkout aisle candy at the superstore, at the grocery store, and then the following top 5 appetizers. Is that cool with you, D-Mac?
Yeah.
All right. I like it too. Woodward Sports Super Chat. Jason Kenyon, listening to y'all, maybe Sanders just became the next Mayfield. Not such a far-fetched idea now. Baker found his real home. Sanders will too.
Mayfield ain't fall that far.
If he can,
Baker's the number 1 pick in the NFL. I mean, listen, the Shador thing. Is Shador a first-round talent? Maybe not. but he's better than Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah,
and
like
he's better than
Tyler Show.
Yeah,
Like,
I thought he was the third best quarterback.
We're gonna find out.
I think he's the third best quarterback in the draft.
He got drafted. He's in a room.
Yeah, now he's
now
in the
you
league.
go do it.
Yeah, for sure.
in a room with 10,000 quarterbacks.
Well,
But yeah.
okay.
No, hey, Deshaun not playing. One of y'all got to win it.
Right.
And you can't beat Joe Flacco
right.
You better.
and
Yeah.
Kenny Pickens?
Yeah.
Come on,
That's it,
man.
man.
You better, yeah.
This kid better be starting.
I'm with you. All right.
agree.
Not bad for a fifth rounder.
Not bad for a fifth
It's
round.
it's Tuesday. You know what that means? Doc Pierce is here in the building. We have some relevant draft discussion that we will get into. Plus, I'm having an issue that I'm going to ask him about also. So all of that and more. Tell him about the social, Spenny.
I will, because if you want the best highlights, the best takes, the best everything, shout out Travis, first of all. Absolutely manhandling draft weekend. He just
Big
put on a
shout out.
masterclass on all the socials, so make sure you go check it out at Woodward Sports on YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, Twitch, everywhere you get your social media. Follow Woodward Sports. You know we're putting out the best content in the city. Go check it out. Woodward Sports on all social media platforms at Woodward Sports.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Hey, Tony, what's up, bro?
Same circus, different clowns.
For sure. You want the usual, the big zip?
You know me too well.
I threw a little something extra in there for your ma.
Oh,
Hope
man.
she's doing all right.
Ay, guy, sei un santo. You're a saint.
All right, buddy, we'll see you next time, okay?
Grazie.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. The bats are hot, and the weather's getting hotter. Summertime in the D with Detroit's big hitters, Woodward Sports. We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Jars Cannabis wants to welcome everyone to Deli Day, a statewide celebration on May the 3rd. To kick off the full deli-style experience, Jars will host the Deli Day on May 3rd, offering a stacked lineup of in-store promotions. Customers can receive a free eighth of flour. Take advantage of the BOGO deals on deli-style flours, up to an ounce. And the first 100 customers spending, listen to this, first 100 customers will score a free half ounce.
Ooh, I like
The
that.
date marks a significant milestone for Jars as it's the anniversary of the retailer opening its very first store in Detroit. Now they got 30 in the state. Fitting tribute to its roots and continued evolution. For more information on Deli Day and participating locations, visit www.shopjars.com or follow @jars_life on Instagram for updates.
All right, back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. It is Tuesday. You know what that means. Our guy, Dr. Jeff Pierce, our injury insider, purveyor of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. His visits powered by MRI of Southfield. Doc Rock, the doc to the athletes, all of that. Doc, what's up, man? How are you?
We haven't brought up pickleball lately. We got to get back to pickleball stuff.
I've noticed the courts are filling up again.
Well, it's music season. I'm sure you're like, you got all the superstars coming into the area now. I mean, Ford Field, Pine Knob's opening up and stuff like this. So you got to be busy.
Fortunately, yeah. It's fun. I mean, I hate to say how long I've been doing it. I mean, you kind of know. I've been doing this since 2000, so I've been fortunate. I've probably met every entertainer, but
You know what Doc's best adjustment ever was? Right? Or worst adjustment ever? He adjusts Joe Elliott of Def Leppard so good that he put the cup upside down when he placed it in the back in 08. Remember that, Doc?
yeah.
At the Fox? That was a good adjustment. See, so Doc gets in there and does it so you don't even know what's going on.
Seal. Probably the best story is with Stevie Nicks, though. Stevie Nicks always had headaches, and
The landslide.
we kind of did some work on her neck, and her two dogs are running around, and she's singing to me. It was a pretty cool event with Stevie Nicks.
That's awesome.
That is pretty dope. Yeah.
Yeah,
No doubt.
She's laying on one of the couches in Pine Knob, and we're working. Her dogs are just running around, and she's singing to kind of chill herself out. But no, I mean, not to get into it. We got AC/DC on Wednesday at Ford Field, so we'll be seeing some of those guys.
AC/DC.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. America.
The hard
That is
rockers.
America right
there.
Yeah. Dante 151 in the super chat. I saw that if the NFL doesn't work for Sanders, then if he decides to go the CFL, Toronto Argonauts would have first dibs on him. Yes, they filed that. So they do. Rest in peace to Deshaun Watson's playing career.
Oh, yeah.
Your career is dead.
Big fact.
It's probably been dead for a while. Doc, a lot of talk about real quick. How does that work? Like, give me a prototypical, like with an entertainer, with a singer. Just what's the most common thing you deal with from singers?
Well, I mean, there's a handful of Doc Rocks in the country, and most of us have reputations that have been around for a while. My reputation is more for the sports medicine, things like that. So I get a lot of like knee injuries, back injuries, all that, but we still get the common stuff. You know, like my ears feel plugged, I feel congested. So it's really the gamut of everything. It depends what part of the season it is. Like with bands coming out, they may fatigue quickly. We had one that got dehydrated during our hot season. Probably the most common with me is probably musculoskeletal injuries because they know this is the place to be treated for. But like we get crazy stuff. You know, even production people got hit by something, had a laceration.
Man.
You know, my ears don't feel right. My sinuses don't feel right. My voice, I just dealt with somebody from Majestic over the weekend. His voice, it was great because he was a true singer, so he knew his mid-range, high-range, and low-range, and he could hit all 2 out of 3. Couldn't hit his mid-range because of some swelling, and we dealt with that, and he's like, you know, he messages me after, thanks, couldn't have made it through it without you. So, you know, it's always good because you're sitting there, you're watching the concert a little bit differently, like how they're moving or how they're singing or how, you know, we try to build it in. Like we'll do things, we'll build into the act. Like if their back's hurting, we'll have a chair there, we'll have a stool there. We'll have stuff within the act that the audience doesn't pick up on. So it's kind of cool. Or hydration is a big one during the summer. You know, they think just water's hydrating. Well, some of my guys that are compromised, we got to put some electrolyte. Like you just put your electrolytes in. You got to make sure you have a proper mixture because these guys are like, I mean, I call them my entertaining athletes. They're athletes out there. I mean, they're running around and doing everything. They'll lose. Some of them will lose 4 to 5 pounds during their show while they're playing. I mean,
and it's a 200 night a year deal too. Like if you're heavy on tour, like I don't think people understand that too. Like, and you're doing it and you're giving it all, man, every single night. And then if you tack on, you know, if you enjoy the nightlife, it gets a little more difficult to get back out there.
There's a group we had out of San Diego. I won't mention their band, but maybe you can figure it out. But these guys are rock, like they're like a Beach Boy versions back in the day in Southern California. And these guys are 60 plus. And we did IV therapy. We did everything. They had the whole they had the whole tank, the cooling tank, you know, the cold plunge and all that. And I'm like, you guys ever think about adjusting your lifestyle? Like, this is rock and roll, Doc.
That's Spencer Raxter in about 30 years,
Hell
man.
yeah.
100%.
They're not giving up that lifestyle, but
Doc, we have a super chat in here for you. Eric Wall says, as someone who had a catastrophic leg injury, ask Doc about what is this Masonuve fracture?
A what?
Masonuve fracture. I assume this is what Hutch had. He said, I assume he'll only do PT 45 minutes 2 times a week for 6 weeks, then go work his 9-to-5 job. I'm just kidding, by the way. But I guess it's kind of similar to what Hutch's fracture was. He had that. So he's kind of saying, that there is a lot of rehab involved and stuff.
Right. I think his point is I didn't have the luxury of a whole team at a multi-million-dollar contract.
Right.
I had PT for 45 minutes because that's what insurance allowed.
Right.
And I had to go to work, and I not on the same recovery course as Hutch is my interpretation.
And
of
I
that.
agree with you, yeah.
And we can get into and that's really the difference. I mean, not to push on Sports and Spine, my company, but we've always tried to treat you like an athlete, working within the boundaries and creating other ways of recovery. And it's more self-motivated. It's more home exercises, what you can do on your own. We're there to educate. It's not like, you only get educated that 45 minutes. We're going to tell you what you do 7 days a week. And yeah, it's reality. I mean, I got patients every day that I'm a landscaper. I can't stop. I have a company where I got to work 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I mean, we're dealing with that. We don't have the luxury of some of the government jobs where you can just take off for 3 months. So we have it all, and we customize it. Nobody fits into one category. I just had I don't know what we're going to talk about today. I just had an argument with one of my colleagues about recovery from mechanical back pain, because the insurance is dictating that you only need 12 visits, and that's a crock of shit to me. That means you don't understand all the layers of recovery, and it's a big deal. I mean, that's what you're going to, like when you're going to like some of our institutional recovery places. I'm being careful.
Okay.
Institutional places where they're like, these are the guidelines, this is what goes on. That's not what you get at our facility. You're a customized individual. Some people recover quicker. Some people have real life informed where they're not going to recover in those 12 days. There's not one thing that covers it all. Is there one thing that covers 60, 70%? Maybe. And if you miss out on someone that knows that, and it's what I call cookbook, you're screwed.
Bottom line.
So not to call us, but call somebody like us that's not necessarily in the institution. It's getting harder. I'm wearing out. The insurance companies wear you out of the fight, and it is a fight. I mean,
people do appreciate that about you, by the way, like in the chat when you get on the soapbox a little bit, which you are, but you're not wrong. No, you're absolutely, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. And one of my best therapists just went to private practice, private pay, because you can't. What we do mostly for people who are really skilled in what we do in musculoskeletal medicine or functional recovery medicine, we don't like dealing with insurances anymore because our hands become tied. My hands become tied. My success rate goes down tremendously. So one of my top therapists, Mac knows who she is, Mac's been worked on her multiple times, said, I can't deal with it anymore. I'm going private practice because I have to be able to get to where I expect my recovery to be. Not what's dictated by some bullshit
person
analytics
at a desk, yeah.
that go on. Look at football players. They're not under any insurance analytics.
Let's talk sports. Let's
switch my
talk
subject.
Sports. NFL draft was the big topic this week, as it typically is.
Can I need to do it. I was in Nashville, Tennessee for the draft. Do you know why that's important?
Why is that?
They had the number 1 draft pick. So I'm looking out my window, looking at the stadium that's lit up.
That's right.
What's going on there? So we were a 20-minute walk away. I was there for the first pick for Cam
Ward. Yep.
Cam Ward.
Yep.
The place blew up. It was so much. Shout out to Tennessee for that.
Hope sells, man. Hope sells.
That's great.
Tyleik Williams. And I bring him up not because of, obviously because of the Lions drafting him, not because of any physical issues with Tyleik Williams. The big banter around town was, this is another Aleem McNeil type. And, quote, you won't have Aleem McNeil until Halloween, Thanksgiving, whatever it is. I wanted to revisit the Aleem McNeil thing, and Spenny's got some footage of the knee injury that he'll be able to run. But it's just, Doc, for whatever reason, with Aleem McNeil's knee injury, there seems to be kind of almost like a doom and gloom type feeling around it that it's, quote, taking so long, or he's not going to be back till Thanksgiving, and Tyleik Williams has to step in and replace it. This was week 15 of last year when Aleem McNeil got hurt. So I guess, Doc, my question would be to you, what can we expect? And I understand with Aleem McNeil, because we've talked about it in the past. You've literally talked about it on this show during this segment.
Right.
The weight situation with Aleem, and he dropped a ton of weight. And when he did, he really took off. The recovery process, the getting back to playing football process for Aleem McNeil, given what's happened in the past, and you're not on the case. But what do you anticipate? Is that an extra? I don't want to call it a risk, but it's an extra hurdle to clear, right?
Concern factor.
Concern factor. Boom. There you go.
So it's a concern factor of what's going on. He's gone through how many injuries did he have? He had one before that.
He's had a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a few.
Yeah. So and this is a major one. This is probably his biggest one with the knee injury. And do you put on weight when you're not able to fully work out? Yes. Will weight play a role? Yes. Will maturity, education play a role in the positive? Yeah, let's spin this to the glass half full. We got a guy who knows he's not at the beginning of his career. He's past the middle. He's on the back nine. He needs to reassure himself of what's going on. This is a hard recovery for a lineman his size to come back from. To talk about weight, when we talk about weight, pressure on the knees, every pound that you're overweight is 4 to 6 times more pressure on you on those knees and hips. So when he's 50 pounds overweight, that's 200 pounds more of pressure. And you can, it wasn't like an, oh my gosh, obvious injury. So you can see, we already know the result. He's the ACL injury.
Right.
So it wasn't that much contact, all that. It's more about his recovery and commitment. When we talk about ACL injuries in high-end professional athletes, we're looking at 4, if not 6 months of return. He's already passing those time frames. So why is that? It could be his size, could be his motivation. We can't do everything. He can be in the water right now. He should be doing water exercises. There's a lot he can be doing right now to offset some of that weight.
And this is some of the footage of his rehab that he is going through right now. And I guess the question is, Doc, look, the ACL, and when we hear it, we always hear about the advances in technology and stuff like that. Could this recovery time shed some light on maybe the severity of it? When you're talking a year, it was week 15. If he does come back around Thanksgiving, you're talking a year.
9 months. 10 months. Okay, yes. So when we talk, not to repeat, but 4 to 6 months is classic. Is it more severe? A tear is a tear, right? You're talking JMO, complete tear. Does he have we haven't heard anything about his meniscus. Everything gets shredded a little bit, but, for cleanup, for recovery, for his age, for his size, they're putting in extra factors. But the other thing is, they're giving us an extended amount of time, right? Nobody knows. I think they're giving the most time needed to the media right now. So you're like, not at 6 months. Why is he not here? They don't want those questions anymore. If he comes back early, you're excited, right? If he's coming back late, you're a little pissy.
So there's some PR in this now. We've got to that age where there's some PR in the injury. Let's just call it what it is.
You got control of the media and expectations, yes.
Okay.
So is it still in that 6 month time frame? No. Is it under 9 months? I don't see this. Should not go longer than 9 months. Then you got to worry about the surgical repair. Then you got to worry about his motivation. You got to worry about setbacks. I haven't heard anything about infections or any type of setbacks. So this is purely guessing and giving him a benefit of the doubt of time, because nobody's going to argue with you. And when we're in those rooms, nobody argues with he's coming back early. They always argue with why did you say that? You're going back on your word. There's just less questions to answer when it's I recovered quicker. Good for you.
D-Mac, how monotonous is it? Like that, because you came back from a pretty serious injury, one of the worst that they say.
I've had 3 of them, sport injury, and one was torn off the bone. How
How monotonous is it? How boring is it?
It is. So that's why the like Doc and the therapists and whoever you spend the most time with, brought up memories when you're saying, "Oh, I know who you're talking about," and absolutely, we spend hours together. So it's about who's motivated. You'll have good days, you'll have bad days. Again, it's making sure that you try to avoid the setbacks the most. Right, so pushing it and stuff like that, there's a different point. And as an athlete, I want to push it as soon as possible. Yeah. And it's trusting that somebody knows that, to make me understand. Okay, we can do that, but if you do that, this is what we're risking. Where if we do it this way, I can guarantee you that there's 95% we can get you back here. The object is to get back the quickest. With this situation, I think you're both onto something with this far. What's the rush? Let's make sure that it's done correctly. And maybe there was a couple little setbacks or a couple little days here and there or weeks where you didn't progress. Because, Doc, this is things that happen. You don't just recover like this. No, you recover like this, and there's a plateau and a peak and stuff like that. So a lot of it, Neil, is that this is why the most important is don't tell me what, tell me who you're getting your treatment, your care, and everything from. So that's why, with Michigan Sports and Spine and Doc, it's a trusting source.
Yeah, I mean, with Mac, it was more holding him back. So they may be seeing when he's exercising some extra swelling, a little irritation, a little slowing down. So there might be early signs in his recovery that's not as perfect. Like Hutch is moving smoothly. He is probably more linear recovery than McNeil's going. So. Yeah, I mean there's a lot of factors. It's not like, oh, today I'm gonna be better than yesterday. No, you can overdo it. You can twist it. You've slept wrong. You came out of the bed wrong. I mean there's a lot of real life factors, but as opposed to our super chat guy, I mean he's got a whole team of people to watch it. When my patients have those setbacks, it's a week or two, and then they can't get in, and then others, it's just you want the best team available for you, and it's not always the institutional people.
Next week, Doc, people want to talk about Javi's hip. So I'll give the people what they want. So I'll get you some info, and we can get that one set up.
Back.
I have one other. We got about 3 minutes left here, Doc.
Okay.
There he is, Javi Mays. Javi Mays, clearly the same catch. Here's one from me, Doc, in my mid-40s, and it's been a tough couple years. All right, it's been a tough couple years, just where I've noticed the slowdown, and
wait till you get another decade.
Well, Doc, like I pride myself on someone who's in pretty good shape, run a lot, all that kind of stuff, try to make good eating decisions, all that. This year, I've noticed as we get back to springtime and get back to being outside, and I'm playing soccer with my kids or throwing passes to my daughter for flag football stuff and all that stuff, I've noticed a decided decline. I've noticed it on the golf course, like this year in particular. Just in turn, you know what I'm saying? Like the pull of the muscles, everything. I've noticed it, Doc. I can see it. I feel it.
Yeah, it's like every year, even with the guys that are coming back every year from spring to getting into camp and doing. It's a little bit slower. You're not. Fortunately,
it's over, Doc.
You're not.
It's over.
There's nothing like medically wrong. It's the body responding. It's the body being a year older. It's your collagens. It's your elasticity. Everything just needs a little more help. Nutritionally, like you said, you were a heavy individual.
Yes.
So there was probably a big change in you there, and your body's readjusting. You've now been. How long have you been your thinner self?
Oh yeah, about 5 years.
Yeah. So you're climbing into a new set of standards for your body. Right, it's not. You had a big delta. Now you're used to what you've been used to the last couple of years. But if we took you from 5 years ago to today, you're still ahead of the game, right?
Yeah.
So right now, I think you just need to be more cautious and respectful to the body. The nutritional part, hydration, is really underestimated. Like when you say the muscles need to be fed, like headaches or like pressures.
We underestimate hydration because I feel like I was.
You absolutely
even
do.
up until
proper
lately.
Hydration.
Yes.
Like you're doing the electrolyte thing. That's great. So there's a balance, and there's a balance to each individual. So I would just say don't fight it, because I'm a couple decades on you.
Okay.
and it's happening to me. Like, honestly, my story is I kayak I'm a big kayaker, like 5 days a week.
All right.
I went yesterday. There was a little extra wind. I was sore when I got back. I'm like, I have to, get myself out of the kayak, so I got to do a muscle move. And I was like, the kayak slid under me because I didn't do it so so accurately. So everybody has it. You have to recognize it and not push through it. Your mental is there, but you got to be respectful of your body. There's nothing wrong with you. You just need to be a little bit more in tune. Do a little bit extra than you did the year before.
Man, I thought it was over. L in the chat. Neil, you need HGH and testosterone. Should I talk to Sly Stallone and get it pumping here or what?
Start cycling.
Get on the juice, man.
We do call it biologics. There is that individual is probably doing it. There's a lot of truth to that. As your testosterone, I don't know how clinical you want to get. Maybe we should dedicate a show to biologics, but your testosterone level drops. There's a reason why we have testosterone.
No, Doc, I'm fine in that department. No, but
maybe
we
should get a consultant on that. Yeah. No, but it's a natural aging process. So there is HGH. There are supplements. That's why peptides are growing crazy right now. That's why some of the testosterone supplements are harmful long term. Some of the peptides. We can talk about biologics, but he's hitting on a point that you're not describing that because you're not easily fatiguing. There's a lot more to it. But if there's a 10 to 20% drop than you were a couple years ago, you're going to feel it.
Yeah.
So it's not far off if I play it.
It's odd because I feel like I'm in the best shape of my life. Like I've been honing in the 5K times and stuff like that, like really turning it up.
Yeah.
But I feel the softest I've ever felt. You know what I'm saying? Like the muscles are more sore than they've ever been. Like I feel kind of like a bitch sometimes, like I'm just telling you, that's how I feel.
Wait till your kids get older and they start pushing you around. My son is killing me these days.
Doc, we appreciate the time, my friend.
Stop on that.
Yes,
yeah,
Doc.
but we probably should. I would ask in the chat how much they do know about biologics. It is something that's not underground. FDA is kind of poo-pooing it, but now they're starting to accept it. So if the chat's interested, we'll get into a little bit more science of that, and maybe you'll be one of the first skinny,
All right.
Neil, start cycling Tren and get huge.
Okay.
What is it?
Just get on the juice.
Start cycling some Tren.
Yeah.
You can guide me through that. I'm going to become a bodybuilder. Just right now. Here we go.
We'll build
everybody.
that chest back up.
Planet Fitness, right, Spenny?
Yes, sir.
Because we're live at the Planet Fitness studios. There's over 50 of them in the Metro Detroit area, so there is one near you. All the stuff I was talking about with Doc. Planet Fitness is my lab, everyone. That's where I'm in there every single morning, getting it in, and I love it. I'll never be a member at another gym. I don't need a rock wall, okay? I'm not going to pay $110 a month because the gym has a rock wall. It's $24.99 a month for a black card. I go to any Planet Fitness in the world. Saturday, I'll be at the one down in South Florida because it works like that. Planet Fitness is everywhere you are. Go to planetfitness.com, join there, pull in the parking lot. You can join there. Planet Fitness, don't pay more money to lift the same weights.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Rule here for Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. And right now, if you scan the QR code on the screen above my head there, download the Caesar Sportsbook app. Make your first deposit using the promo code Woodward1000. That way, if your first bet loses all the way up to $1,000, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. Think the Pistons are going to come back in the series? I don't know what the price is, but I'll imagine it's pretty handsome.
Plus 1,400.
Plus 1,400, 14-1. So theoretically,
So you're saying there's a chance?
Open up the account with the promo code Woodward1000. Dump $1,000 in there. Bet $1,000 on the Pistons to come back. If they do it, you get $14,000, and if they don't, you get the $1,000 back as a free bonus bet. I'm just saying, as a for instance. What are we talking about here? It's Caesars, the OG of the sports betting game. The app is clean, it's smooth, it doesn't glitch out on you. Caesars Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. All right, final segment of the show. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Chase. Young Justin in the building, Spenmo here. All right, D-Mac, I said I got asked this to ask you. What did you make of the Dylan Larkin comments? I know it's a little bit old news, but you've been in that locker room. You played at a high level. What'd you make of Dylan Larkin just kind of saying it by name, man? Like, we didn't get any help, which is kind of odd to hear. What'd you make of it?
No, I mean, it might show you a little bit deeper. I think that who was our German friend in the super chat earlier that said these are conversations that your captain and your GM should have behind closed doors too, whatever. But I mean, to me, it's twofold. I would have never done it, but it shows you more of the immaturity and where they're at as far as why they're where they're at. Yes, to different things, you can be disappointed at that, but as Steve Yzerman, and we'll listen to him at 2 o'clock, has always said, it was never about the now. He was never sacrificing making a move to make a move to get in the playoffs. So that move wasn't there. And you know what? At the end of the day, it's a response. Like everybody knows, your impact more as a captain is not saying what everybody thinks, right? Whether it's true or not. It's just the why. I know he's frustrated, and I sense that frustration. I give him a pass for it. But it's not a good look, in my opinion. But dealing with different things, and I understand his frustration. It's more of, is he more upset about what they did at the trade deadline, or why didn't they move on from Lalonde earlier? That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, so
you've always said that. You've always said it's typically not the subject
it's not what
at
it
hand.
Is. It's not what it is, because I can put
it's a conduit to something else.
That's what I'm saying. So this is more like, and God bless Dylan Larkin. I think he gave everything that he had to this organization and the way that he played. We always talk about he needs more support. And if anybody who can say things like that and be that, I respect that, it's him, because he's a captain, he's been in there. Now, different ways to do it, but there's it ain't about the trade deadline.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there was no moves. You're going to make 5 moves, right? You're not making a move to be a playoff team. That's going to hurt you in the long run because you've given up something that you need. You just got to but again, this is all I implore. When you listen, just listen to what Steve Yzerman says. And then we'll talk about it.
Do you think that Stevie needed that kind of pressure? To maybe
No. So Kenny, that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Because you think that other than how do you think Steve Yzerman would react to that? Why you don't? Because he's gonna go opposite.
You think so?
I would think Steve Yzerman is more stick-to-itiveness to the plan. And here's the thing. I'm sure that he doesn't privy Larkin. Larkin's sort of like, I'm on the outside of what he says. Like, Steve's more cards to his chest than he is. The conversation could go back and forth. Could there be better communication? Probably between the two of them.
Wow, chat.
But Kenny, to your point,
from
my experience,
it's
gonna go the other way.
Okay, got you.
There it is.
That's just like
Yzerman has a lot more carte blanche in this town than Larkin.
Well, clearly, but
the chat's amazing right now.
Here, it's interesting on how I'm sure he'll get asked it, and I'm sure he'll address it, and it's a frustration thing. I think he sees it more than that, but
I'm looking forward.
But again, I think there's a conversation that they need that is going to be had between them since that. But I don't know shit.
All right. Well, that will do it. We'll have it. If anything noteworthy or newsworthy comes out of the Yzerman discussion, certainly we will have that for you tomorrow. There's a lot. Trade Larkin.
You talking about Larkin to Dallas?
It's just
going
crazy.
D-Mac. That's stunning to me.
Other fan bases have a stiffy at the idea that we're willing to give up Larkin.
All I know is I question, is this the guy you want to give $65, $70 million to? And I got murdered 2 years ago. murdered.
No,
I don't think
but
they're
in all
trading
honesty,
Larkin.
that contract does not bar you from doing anything
No.
with them. It's no. So here's the whole thing to that crowd, and I'm not saying it at all, but I know there's a contingency that would do that because what could you get in return with what you have, and they want to put the C on Mo, so that people want to put the C on Mo. I've heard that all along too. So and why can there not be like this? This is more to what a conversation of frustration from a fan base should be, right? And so if he's gonna question, like, but nobody who is saying that can't say that Dylan Larkin underperformed or hasn't done everything that he can do for this organization. It may be one of those things that some people think something new.
All right, fair enough.
Things can be true.
Both things can be true, exactly. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.